Now, more desperation on their part. Over the weekend, Trump used the phrase to describe the potential economic fallout of a second Joe Biden term. But according to the left and their allies in the mob and the media, Trump committed a mortal sin with a threatening call to arms. In what is now even a deleted post, our old friend liberal Joe Scarborough breathlessly stating, following, quote, Donald Trump's America, and he is proud of it, promised another bloodbath if he loses again. You mean like the riots in 2020 that liberals said were mostly peaceful? Anyway, now this is just the tip of the iceberg. But before we get to all the insane hysteria, and we've got great montages tonight, and the blatant hypocrisy, let's just listen to former President Trump's full remarks. Let's actually play them in context, in his own words. No editing. Take a look.
Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. No, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
And he talks about cars again. He was talking about the cars and the auto industry. You just heard the speech. The president was discussing the automobile industry. If you have a brain and any intellectual honesty, you will admit that and acknowledge that. But let's see how the Democrats and the lying, corrupt media mob, their best friends and their chief donors, characterize these remarks. This should not shock you, but take a look anyway.
One specific remark from Donald Trump's rally on Saturday has set off a political firestorm, but is it possible the firestorm is missing what should be of real concern?
We just have to win this election because he's even predicting a bloodbath. What does that mean? He's going to exact a bloodbath? There's something wrong here.
When the former president, who's already incited violence among his followers, says that there's going to be a bloodbath after the election if he does not win, he is telling us what he is going to do.
A major party candidate is saying, you elect me, there's going to be dictatorship, bloodbath, violence, retribution against my political enemies. That equals what we saw in Italy and Germany and other places.
If you look at the way he said this, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, then he stops. That's going to be the least of it. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Obviously, he's talking about a bloodbath for America. It's laid out in the terms of it. And these idiots on Twitter, these idiots on cable news, these idiots on Sunday shows going, well, presidents, you know, he was talking only about the auto industry, and this is one more. It's just bull. Let me say that at 6:15 a.m. It's just bull.
I mean, you got to laugh.